Mr. President, fellow governors, thank you to our colleagues from the Turks and Caicos Islands for all your work organising this year's annual meetings, and I'm sorry I cannot join you in person. Thank you also to the bank management and staff for your cooperation and for all you do to support Caribbean countries. We know that the impacts of the coronavirus pandemic in the Caribbean will be long-lasting. Recovery is now likely to be further undermined by the global consequences of Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine. In the context of these compound crises, the UK recognised the unique economic and climate vulnerabilities facing countries in the region, the majority of which are small island developing states. The UK is committed to supporting SIDS to address these vulnerabilities and to help grow resilient green economies. We're also conscious of the need to address the challenges SIDS face with ODA eligibility. Alongside Belize, Fiji and the Alliance of Small Island States, we've published a call to action on access to finance. At its heart is the same principle that ran through the Glasgow Climate Change Pact, that vulnerability must guide decisions on finance. The call to action sets out the practical recommendations that will be pursued by the new Friends of SIDS coalition that will begin work later this year. We're also working with the Alliance of Small Island States and Canada as co-chairs of a group drawing up guidance on improving the quality and effectiveness of aid, which we aim to launch by the end of 2022. The vulnerability of small island states to climate change is stark, so it's critical that the bank supports more action to tackle it and builds regional resilience into its impacts. We applaud the bank for its target of allocating up to 30% of all investments to climate finance and for its commitment to fully align its operations with the Paris Agreement by the end of 2022. We look forward to an update from the bank on how this work is progressing. The bank also needs to do all it can to mobilise the private climate finance needed to accelerate the region's transition to a low-carbon, sustainable and prosperous future. The theme of this year's annual meetings is an important one because a strong evidence base is vital for good decision-making, and we welcome the work the bank is doing to support members to develop this. Project implementation and effectiveness is also key. Naturally, rates of disbursement suffered during the pandemic, but it's positive that there have been recent improvements, and we trust programmes will be firing on all cylinders in the very near future. Before closing, I'd like to thank the bank for its management of our £350 million UK Caribbean Infrastructure Fund. This fund is an example of our vital partnership with the region, and we're proud that it demonstrates a best practice model for climate resilient and socially inclusive infrastructure and will support countries in their recovery from the economic impacts of the pandemic. Mr. President, the UK and Caribbean share strong bonds. We're a committed member of the Caribbean Development Bank, and we look forward to continuing our work together to bring prosperity and security to all corners of the Caribbean. Thank you.